What's poppin'? Welcome back to the station. Welcome back to the channel. Y'all know it is your boy Ray G. You can find me on X at RayGQ. If you're new to the channel, this is what I love to do. College football is my passion. College football is my love. And I know y'all got a lot of better things to do with your Saturday than sit down and watch college football, but that is what I do. And I got y'all covered. Covering the offensive skill position players who are 2026 draft eligible. Got a lot of names that I want to drop on you today. Some players that are definitely moving up the board. Some players that I'm a little concerned about. Only 2 weeks into the season, there's a lot of football left to be played. I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate y'all pulling up. If you like the content on this channel, do one thing for your boy. Hit that thumbs up button, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Week 2, stock up, stock down for the 2026 draft eligible prospects in college football. Let's get it right now. All right, first up, we'll be looking at Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer, 6'1", 224 pounds. This transfer from Washington State played very well in the opening game, set the single game record for opening day passing yards for Oklahoma quarterback. But this was the matchup that we really wanted to see him against a legitimate opponent. Michigan came into town and Oklahoma got it done 24-13. Mateer was really good in this matchup, 270 yards, 1 touchdown, did have a bad interception. In this game, he also carried the ball 19 times for over 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's the dual threat ability that he has. Right now, he is one of the leaders for the Heisman Trophy odds when you're looking at that according to DraftKings. But his ability to just stay poised, stay in command. The arm angles are crazy. The arm strength is good. You want to see him layer and throw some of those deep passes with a little more touch, put a lot of zip on it. But there are a lot of things that you could work with Mateer. The moment wasn't too big for him in this matchup against Michigan. Seeing his ability to move the ball on the ground with his legs, this is why this was a player who was my QB2 coming into the season. And so far, early in the 2025 college football season, John Mateer has done nothing but elevate and increase his draft stock. Really good performance against Michigan. Let's pull up some numbers. According to PFF, we'll see his offensive grade in this matchup, 76, really good. Passing grade, 68. Rushing grade, much higher, 73 rushing grade in this one. He had 3 big-time throws, 270 yards, 61% completion percentage. And again, very difficult matchup at home against Michigan. Pleased with the performance. That's 2 weeks in a row where Mateer is just stacking weeks on top of one another. Want to see him layer the ball a little better, take some zip off of it, throw it with a little bit more touch and anticipation. But so far, so good for the player that I had as my number 2 ranked quarterback coming into the season. Now, let's switch positions because we've got a 3-pack of running backs that I am in love with right now. Loving what we saw. And it was like delayed gratification for Claiborne out of Wake Forest. This was a player, had him inside my top 6 running backs coming into the season. Week 1, only 3 carries in his first game, got injured, banged up, rib injury. So he came back with a vengeance. And I know it was just against Western Carolina, but he had 193 yards, 3 touchdowns on 10 attempts. I mean, if this is what he is, a big play guy, 5'10", it's close to 200 pounds, I believe he's playing at this season. 3 touchdowns in this game. You just see the speed, good build, compact lower body, and he can absolutely fly. So it was really good to see Claiborne back on the field for Wake Forest this past weekend. You see PFF rushing grade 77, offensive grade 73. He had 5.2 yards after contact per attempt, 3 missed tackles with a long of 85, showing that home run ability. So for a player that we didn't get to see play in week 1, what a great bounce back for Claiborne from Wake Forest. Very, very talented running back. And a class is still trying to work itself out at the running back position. But we got another guy, another newcomer to the list. And boy, oh boy, if you did not get to see Waymond Jordan, the JUCO transfer who plays at USC, play this past weekend, he's standing back there. He looks just like Ashton Genty. He's wearing the number 2. He's got that thing where he just kind of stands straight up and down like Michael Myers in the backfield. But at 5'9", 210 pounds, this dude can run. He's smooth, really good contact balance. And in this matchup versus, again, Georgia Southern, not a premier program, not a premier team, but he had 16 carries, 167 yards, 1 touchdown. He did fumble the ball, so you got to take care of the ball. But when you're looking at Waymond Jordan's build, his size, this is a player that I am intrigued to continue to watch throughout the season. 80.8 rushing grade, according to PFF. He had 5 missed tackles that he forced. 5 10-plus yard runs, 8 zone, 8 gap, which just shows just his positional versatility. He can kind of play in any kind of offensive formation, any kind of offensive set. Big time fan of Waymond Jordan. Those compact, explosive running backs. If you have not got a chance to watch him, I'm putting him on your radar right now. Waymond Jordan stock up after week 2. Another running back whose stock just continues to climb, continue to rise. And right now, it's hard to say he's not the best running back in college football. But Washington's Jonah Coleman, the human bowling ball, 5'9", 230 pounds, had 5 damn touchdowns in this game versus UC Davis, 15 carries, 111 yards. I'm telling you, this is the running back I would least want to tackle in college football, and it's not even close. 5'9", 230, and he runs with bad intentions. 91.4 PFF rushing grade on the week, 5.4 yards after contact per attempt, and he also had 10 missed tackles forced in this game. 11 on the season. Yards after contact, he's got 230 of his almost 300 yards have come after contact this season. Jonah Coleman is playing like a man on a mission. He's playing like he wants to be the first running back off of the board in 2026, and I love it. I'm loving everything about it, so continue to ball out Jonah Coleman. If y'all can't stay up late to watch Washington play, check out the highlights. I'll throw some here on the video. Jonah Coleman is a stud. Let's continue down the running back path. And this was one I want y'all to comment and talk about. I really, there have been some people along the way, and I talked about this in my preseason running back ranking video, who believe that Kaytron Allen, running back out of Penn State, 5'11", 217 pounds, running backs, good size. We got 200-pounders in this class, good size at the running back position. That Kaytron Allen was the best running back in this Penn State backfield. Drew Allard, he played fine in the game. Nicholas Singleton scored. He played fine as well. But it's Kaytron Allen, 16 carries, 144 yards, 1 touchdown, and a 67-yard run. This was his career high in rushing yards. I think this was his career-long rush attempt, and he looked fast. He looked explosive. All reports are he lost weight this year to be more explosive. Still not the versatile weapon that Nicholas Singleton is. Singleton, return man, can play in the receiving game. He's a phenomenal pass-catching running back. But when you're talking about just pure rusher in this backfield, Kaytron Allen is probably that. Can he develop some receiving game to go along with this strong rushing profile? If so, there might be teams who prioritize him or like him more than they like Nicholas Singleton. And we've seen these dual backfields before. Remember Cadillac Williams and Ronnie Brown, 2 different styles. Both of those guys drafted very high. Back in the gap, you had Felix Jones and Darren McFadden, 2 different rushing styles, both first-round picks. I don't believe that either of these guys will be first-round picks when it's all said and done, but I can see a world where an NFL team is like, we prefer Kaytron Allen and what he brings to the offense more than Nicholas Singleton. Allen, according to PFF, his rushing grade 63 in this one, 63.8, 63.1 offensive grade, 7 missed tackles forced by Kaytron Allen and 4 10-plus yard runs. Really big performance from the big running back out of Penn State. Let's switch positions now. Let's switch positions and talk about a receiver who, lot of bad going on in the Alabama team. They did get a win this past weekend. But on the offensive side of the ball, Germie Bernard has been consistent. Second year in the system, he came over with Kalen DeBoer from Washington, 6'1", 204 pounds, 2 receiving touchdowns in this game, 3 receptions for 67 yards. Germie Bernard is really good. You watch him play, Alabama beat the brakes off of Louisiana Monroe. So we're just talking about the skill set of the player. But when you watch Germie Bernard move, when you watch him play, he doesn't overwhelm you with flash. He doesn't overwhelm you with speed, but he just seemingly is where he needs to be at all times. 69.1% receiving grade on the week against Louisiana Monroe. He's up to 213 yards on the season and 2 touchdowns on 11 receptions. This is one of those guys. I didn't have him inside my top 10, but right now he is firmly one of the fastest risers at the wide receiver position. Ty Simpson, they got some young guys there if Simpson doesn't get it done. But Germie Bernard, all the hype was around Ryan Williams coming in this season, and this looks like Alabama's #1 pass catcher. Germie Bernard, stock up after week 2. Let's go to USC and talk about Jayden Maiava. I am a USC fan, so I'm very critical of those Trojan players, but Maiava has been outstanding. And they have not played anybody this season. I get it. Georgia Southern this past week, Montana State in week 1, but 412 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. He has yet to be sacked. He leads the country in QBR, and he's coming off of a 400-yard, 4-touchdown game in this matchup. 83.9 passing grade according to PFF, and 80 offensive grade. He's been really good. Now, only 1 big-time throw in this matchup and 0 in week 1. Level of competition so far has been lackluster, to say it the least. But if he can continue to do this with Waymond Jordan, who we talked about earlier, they've got 2 stud wide receivers. Jayden Maiava is going to be right there. Makai Lemon, another monster game. Jacoby Lane had the catch heard and seen around the world. Incredible one-handed grab. Looks a lot like those big USC wide receivers of the past. You got Mike Williams, Dwayne Jarrett making those type of plays. And USC is a really good track record of putting those wide receivers in the NFL and then being productive. But the best one, in my opinion, coming in the season was Makai Lemon. And he had a monster day, 260-plus yard touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown-esque. And I'm going to leave it at that. Makai Lemon in the slot, Amon-Ra St. Brown-esque. Big fan of the offensive talent at USC right now. And y'all have asked about him. Y'all have asked about Marcel Reed. Let's get him in the fold because Reed is 2026 draft eligible. I don't really have a read on it right now. Does he come out one way or the other? But he's been really freaking good to start the season. 6'1", 190-pound quarterback out of Texas A&M on the season. 509 yards, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions. And in this past week against Utah State, 220 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns. And then he is also lethal with his legs. He had 10 carries, 66 yards, and 1 touchdown with a long of 24. Marcel Reed, just keep stacking weeks. Continue to stack weeks. Name is starred, name is checked. This is an exciting group of quarterbacks. Not because we know there's a bona fide, surefire number 1 pick. We know who it's going to be. But there are so many players with so many unique skill sets. Taylen Green is another one. He was inside my top 10 quarterbacks coming into the season. Arkansas played Arkansas State. Taylen Green, 239 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns, but it didn't stop there. On the ground, this 6'6", 225-pound athletic freak also gave us 9 carries, 151 yards, and a TD. I'm going to say that again. Yeah, he gave us 4 touchdowns in the game versus Arkansas State, 151 yards on the ground, and another touchdown. Now, the issue with Green is the consistency throwing the football. 2 interceptions in this matchup as well. 2 picks in this matchup as well, not sacked. He's got a lot of raw talent. The tools are there. The size is there. The experience is there. 3rd in the country in QBR right now at the QB position. Better decision-making, continue to be athletic, but Taylen Green is somebody that we had to highlight. Stock up after week 2. Another stock-up performance after week 2. Sawyer Robertson. Let me pull him up. Sawyer Robertson out of Baylor. I got to talk about Sawyer Robertson really quickly because they've got some players at Baylor. I'm loving what he's doing so far to start the season. Another one of those guys came in, number 10 for me, 400 yards, 440 yards versus SMU. Now, this was a hell of a game. You had Jennings on one side, Romello Brinson. This was a real matchup right here. SMU 11th in the country. Baylor went to SMU and pulled the upset in overtime, and Sawyer Robertson was dealing 30 for 50, almost 70% completion percentage. No interceptions for Sawyer Robertson. Now, I've been here before. You've got the Bryce Pettys of the world, a lot of Baylor fans that I know. Some of my boys played at the school. So I'm a little wary on these quarterbacks, but Sawyer Robertson's size, if he can continue to distribute the ball and get him to these pass catchers, Josh Coleman, there could be some good thing. Josh Cameron, if he can continue to just distribute the ball to Josh Cameron, those playmakers, Sawyer Robertson's going to be right there in the mix. Baylor's got a good squad. Upset of SMU. Have to shout out Sawyer Robinson. One more player, just quickly want to shout out Duce Robinson out of Florida State. Played tight end the first couple of years at USC. Monster game for Florida State. Now, I know they didn't play anybody, but Duce Robinson, keep your eyes on that name. Some stock down. And I want to be careful how I talk about these players because it's 1 week sample size. but we're just talking about how they performed in the game. Sam Leavitt out of Arizona State, top 5 guy for me coming in. Some people think this could be the number 1 quarterback in the class. 6'2", 205, sophomore. He was dreadful. He was dreadful as Arizona State fell 20-24 to Mississippi State. This was not a good game for Sam Leavitt. 10 for 22, 82 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. One of them was an arm punt. Yes, I get that, but 10 completions for Sam Leavitt, like this was one, he just looked out of sync all game. Now, Jordan Tyson still got his. 6 of the 10 receptions went to Jordan Tyson, who scored a touchdown in this game as well. 45% completion percentage. He's got bad mechanics. This is, we call him chaos. He's got bad mechanics. He's got all the tools, all the athleticism, the arm talent, the arm strength. It's all there. But just the decision-making, the consistency, and you can't have that. You can't have that from an experienced quarterback, sacked 2 times in this matchup. He can run the ball. He gives you those crazy highs, but then you get weeks like this. So Sam Leavitt, so far a mixed bag throughout this season, 339 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the season. Another player, stock down for me, it's Makai Hughes out of Oregon. I don't know. I'm reading Dan Lanning talk about we've got a lot of guys, a lot of talent at the running back position, but Makai Hughes was literally everybody's top 5 running back in this class, if not higher. 9 carries, 30 yards, no receptions. On the season, he's done nothing. 10 carries, 32 yards, 1 catch, 4 yards, and that's 2 games in to the season for Oregon, where you've got Dante Moore looking really good. You've got Noah Whittington playing well as well. This has got to be a stock down for Makai Hughes. So I don't know what's happening in Oregon. Maybe some of y'all Oregon faithful can tell me in the comments below what the hell is going on in Eugene. But Makai Hughes right now does not seem to be on the radar very much, carrying the rock. A lot of season left to be played, but pretty disappointing for a player that we had very high coming into the season. LaNorris Sellers, I'm not going to give him a stock down, but I know the game was delayed. It took a little bit of time. LaNorris Sellers still, there are some throws that he's got to be able to consistently make, and he's not hitting them right now. A lot of talent, a lot of season left. LaNorris Sellers was fine, I guess like stock neutral for Sellers, but that's also the same thing that I would say about Garrett Nussmeier, who was out there struggling versus La Tech. It was fine. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. They kept LSU's offense at bay for majority of that game. It was just La Tech. They don't have the talent. They don't have the horses. Garrett Nussmeier probably neutral coming out of this week. And then the final quarterback, who I wanted to give Cade Klubnik a stock down, but they got it done. He seemed to get his act together down the line, but I just have not been impressed with what we've seen from Cade Klubnik so far this college football season. But that's it. Week 2 in the books. Justice Haynes played well. There's some other players throughout college football who balled out. Isaac Brown out of Louisville, but he's not draft eligible. I'm focusing in on the 2026 eligible guys. So there you go, 20 minutes or less. Quick recap, what happened in college football week 2 every single week. I got y'all covered. If you appreciated the video, hit the thumbs up button, like the content, subscribe to the channel, engage in the comments below. Make sure you check out all the other content on the channel. I'll probably do a midweek college football week 3 watch list. Subscribe, check it out, show some love. Enjoy Sunday Night Football. I'm out of this thing. Peace.